Welcome to this video. My name is Michael Rossi, and I'm going to talk to you about two series of videos that I've decided to publish on YouTube, and you can subscribe and click that bell button, and we'll be uploading videos every week. Minimum of 2 videos, and they'll be under 2 categories. One of them will be heart-to-heart videos, which I will talk about my own feelings and my own challenges, my own life, my own business life, my own experiences, emotional, psychological, and everything as a truth. It will come out in this video. I'm hoping that you will resonate with some of the information I'm going to give on this series of videos over the next 12 months called Heart to Heart. It will guide you, and it will either help you to progress, or what you will do is you will avoid them. You're learning from my mistakes. And the other series of the videos is going to be called SHIFT-144. Now, this is a formula and this is a book. It's going to come out at the end of the 12 months. The whole series of the videos will become a book, and we will publish it and distribute it globally. Now, again, it's free. All you have to do is subscribe to YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, and click on the bell so that you get alerts every time we upload new videos. And this formula is a result of a lot of investigation, business investigation, skill set, tools, education, all my university education, all my business experiences. I'm 59 years old, and I've gone through ups and downs in my life, and I've come up with this formula that you can, and anybody in the world, especially in Australia, you can apply these skill sets and rules, and you can achieve exactly the same result. And it's a success result. Now, success is a science. It's not by chance or lucky. They want you to believe it. You have to be lucky, but it's nothing to do with luck. It's an exact science. If you follow the same steps that I'm going to disclose one by one, 144 videos over 12 months, if you apply, you will see your own progress every week. You'll be able to see your own emotional satisfaction. You will see your own psychological uplift. You will see whether you're progressing or you're not progressing, because emotions will show you, and you will realize that these steps are going your direction or not. And if you have to change it, there'll be solutions. I'll come up with all sort of options available depending on what sort of results you're going to get. So it's not going to cost you anything. It's a free. I've decided to give it to everybody out there who's interested, and all you have to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel, Michael Rossi. Okay? Now, today I'm going to talk to you about 2 important things in our life. One is, obviously, we want to make money. That's one aspect, income producing. And second, as you can resonate, there are a lot of people, they're good at making money. They are good by multiplying it, but they cannot keep it. And that's where the second subject comes in. I call it asset protection. And there are 2 important terminology used in an accounting environment. It's called cash flow, income/cash flow, and the other one is wealth building, asset protection. so that eventually you will benefit from your assets as you get older. Okay, now let's go back a bit and talk about a couple of psychological elements in our society. As we are aware today that 99% of the members of any community, any society in the world, they're zombies, they're dead man's walking, they are numb, and they call it under their own beautiful terminology called conformity. That means you've been confirmed. That means you've been tried and you've been leashed and you're completely under control. Who are you? What are you? And what you think you are, or who you think you are. Now, you want to be in one of the very few percentage of the people that are conscious. They're not numb. They're not dead man walking. And these are the topics we're going to talk a little bit today. I'm going to touch it, but it's going to be a part of the video series. You're going to learn every week how to address them, how to avoid them, how to improve, how to protect yourself. And it's important to know, a lot of people out there, they don't know that they don't know. You need to find out what you don't know, because unless you recognize what you don't know, you're not going to take action to educate yourself and build up skill sets. So this slavery, we call it modern financial slavery, that the whole global level, they don't want you to be successful. They don't want you to have financial independence, because if you do, then you're hard to be leashed. You're hard to be controlled. You're hard to be sent to certain directions the way they want it, because you are independent. Now, obviously, there is no 100% freedom in lifetime, but you have relatively a better freedom and consciousness, and you can live a happier life. Now, most of us in our lives, for our peace of mind, we insure everything around us. For example, we insure our car, we insure our house, we insure even our income, we insure our life, that in case something surprise happens, or we die, or we're crippled, or handicapped, or whatever, we insure everything around us, so that if something goes wrong, that insurance company, if you claim, it will protect you, will pay you, and your life will not go down the gurgle. So, why not protect your business? Why not buy that insurance policy, that invisible, called asset protection, so that it ensures your ongoing passive income, ongoing wealth, and ongoing succession, all that. Why not take an action to ensure that? Now, a lot of people, majority of the business people, majority of the people that are making income, they don't do that. That's why you hear a lot of stories when you sit around the table, have dinner with them. They say, I made $1 million, I made this, I made that. But then you ask them what happened. They say, oh, in year such and such, lost all. Now, a lot of people, they go through this habit of losing in cycles. Some people lose it 3, 4, 5 times during their lifetime. Some people never achieve it, so they don't lose it. They don't have it to lose it. So they're numb. They don't know how to build wealth. They don't know how to really multiply. Now, let me explain to you a pyramid concept of wealth building, income, and all that. One angle of pyramid is income from a skill. That means it's your personal income. You educate yourself, you apply skills. Now, let me clarify what education and skills, the differences are. There are abundance of educational stuff out there on online, universities. Everywhere you go, there's education. That doesn't mean you have the skills. You can learn everything. Google knows everything. But education comes from learning. Skill comes from practice. Now, you could acquire skills by repeating and by trial and error. You could do that in life, and many people try it. Or you could get a guidance from a mentor to hold your hand so that you can use his or her trials and errors. Some smart people, they use everybody else's skill sets by replicating their trial and error so that they don't have to go through lifetime of retrying, reapplying, and perfecting it. So they apply the one already proven in their own life and they get good at it. You need to do over and over and over. Now, you might ask yourself, all this good, but where do I start? How do I start? Then, obviously, the issue is to start, right? Now, the first thing you can do, the first step you can take, which is simple, doesn't cost you anything, you can't use any excuses, and you can do it now. And that is subscribe to this YouTube channel. That's the first thing. Second thing you can do is by doing this, you make a decision. And purely just one decision in your mind that I have decided to do this. That itself will give you the inspiration. That itself will give you energy to get up and do something about it. That's one inspiration. According to Jim Rohn, first you decide. Deciding factor. You can't do anything if you don't decide. You can sit on the couch, watch TV, and continue your numbness. Continue your zombiness. Continue dreaming and not doing anything, and nothing will happen. Now you got to remember, everything you wish, everything you want, everything you dream is already exists. You're not creating anything. It's already in universe. All you're going to do by making a decision is you are initiating your first step of how you're going to attract all these already exist in the universe into your life. You're not going to change the world. You're changing yourself. You're a mirror. If your life is in the mirror, you look at yourself and you don't like it because you don't look good. That's why you don't like it. To like what you see in the reflection of mirror, you got to change yourself. You got to make yourself beautiful so that when you look at, I'm talking about emotional, psychological, I'm talking about mind. I'm not talking about just the appearance, you like it or not. This is a metaphor we're using. Now, you can't expect outside the mirror reflect something else that you haven't changed. How do you expect that? How do you expect the mirror to reflect something else that you haven't been so far? So therefore, the change has to start from you. You have to decide you want the change. Okay? So, but deciding is not enough. We have New Year's resolution, 90% of the people, they make New Year's resolution. 2 days later, everything disappeared, everything forgotten, back to habits of laziness, back to habits of routine life that never got them anywhere. The next step is planning. Now the best way of making it more effective, always write it down. Yeah, it might sometimes look too simple, but when you write it down on a piece of paper, I have decided, that shows you're serious. And the mind accepts it and says, yep, he's serious. Then you need to break it down into plans. You need to have a long-term plan. Could be 5 years plan, it could be lifetime plan. It depends, everyone is different. You decide what is your long-term planning. And then bring it down. Slowly break it up and make it yearly. And then write the details exactly. It doesn't matter how minor things are, just write it down. Plan in detail. Don't just plan and write 4 lines. And if you write 4 lines on a page as your life plan, you'll get 4 lines in your life and it won't be effective. You need to write every detail. It might take you a week to write it. It might take you a month to write it. You may not be able even to write it. You might just initially start it, and then you need to do studies, you need to research, you need to go here and there and talk to people. And you might always have your plans in progress. That's the beauty of it. So you start planning, you keep writing, and it's nothing wrong if you cross something and change it. You adapt as you go, because you'll be zigzagging in your life. There's no straight line. If you think you decide one thing and you're going a straight line through and you're going to get there, you're mistaken. You're going to zigzag all your life. Now, overall, when you look at the goal that you've put it in your decision, that's your vision, that's your goal. But you will be zigzagging all around, adapting yourself to the methodologies and planning and skill sets and education and everything. You'll be going through zigzag. But you will never, and you should never, lose the vision of your goal. Now, these are all going to be in detail practice how you're going to do it in the videos that are coming in down the track. The next step is you got to begin. You can have the best decision, you can have the best plan, you can write elaborate spreadsheets and beautiful documents and 10 pages and in detail. No good if you don't take the first step. That means you got to take action. And without action, without beginning, it may not be perfect at the beginning. That's okay, but just take action. You don't know everything. You don't know the route, the pathway, all the ways you're going to do things. You may not know it. You don't have to, but take action. Because even if you take 0.1% action at the beginning, this will evolve and it will catch momentum. And by catching momentum, that inspires you. And it's you know where you're going. And the next step will come by taking action, and beginning is progress. You'll see your own progress, and that will give you energy. That progress, you will look at the emotional side of your body, and you will be able to see and say to yourself, I'm progressing. May not be big, but I'm progressing. Why do you think the biggest income of pharmaceutical companies these days, they have now recognized it scientifically, is the depression medication? You go to the doctor and say, I'm depressed, and he straight away writes you a prescription and you got to take some sort of pills. They think that will fix everything. Why once you get into the loop, never come out? Because medication will fix you physically, but your problem is not physical. Your problem is not your chemical imbalance. Your problem is your thoughts. Everything starts from your thoughts. Your emotions are emanation of your thoughts. It's the effect, it's the byproduct of your thoughts. You can make yourself happy by sitting in one corner, meditating, or you can make yourself cry and sad. Thoughts can create emotions. Emotions are controlled by chemicals in the brain. We'll talk about this in detail down the track, and that's why I want you to really subscribe. And doctors look at only one aspect, which is chemical. But you can trigger the chemicals yourself by thoughts, the process of the thoughts, by the skills that you will learn psychologically, how to control them, and how to increase your different chemicals for different circumstances so the emotions come up. Some people say, oh, emotions produce the thoughts, and some say, no, the thoughts produce the emotions. Both may be right, but who cares? At the end of the day, you're looking for achievement, which is the last inspiration you will get. Every time you progress, you are macro achieving. Yes, you haven't achieved the macro, which is the goal you have set, but you're macro achieving, and you're going towards progressing towards that main achievement. Now, every time you achieve anything, celebrate. And every time you fail, just remind yourself and say, what did I learn from it? And try to find that learning point. Sometimes it's hard, but you need to pull yourself out of that situation and look it from above and say, what this taught me. Because I can guarantee you this, you will fail hundreds of times. That's a part of the process. We don't call it failure. We call them steps to success. Nothing is perfect. We don't just start and say, that's it, a straight line to the success, that's it, that's the goal, I got it. No. You'll be zigzagging, and you'll be failing, you'll be trying, and you'll use your errors as your lessons, and you will just keep going and keep going and keep going. Okay? The other side of the pyramid is leverage. I'm going to talk to you about leverage in detail later on in due course in one of the videos, because the best thing you can do once you perfect yourself, once you come to a level that your skill sets is making the income, and that's your fallback, that's your plan B. That's no matter what happens in life, you can always fall back to your skill sets. And that's why business people out there, they can fall, but they will never stay down. They will repeat because they have that skill set. So you need to produce income from your skill sets. Then you need to replicate yourself. That means you need to leverage, so that if you're making $100,000, $200,000 a year by yourself with the skill sets, and by the way, you have to be best at your skill sets. Whatever you do, whoever you talk to, you have to be the best top 5% of those professionals in your area. You gotta always educate and skill improve so that you become the 5% of those professionals. And then you need to replicate and leverage. But when you're making $100,000, $200,000 by your own skill sets, you'll run out of time. You don't have enough time to make it $1 million, $2 million, $10 million. You can't do that. So what you do is, then your time is so valuable, the biggest asset of your life, which we'll talk about in another video. What is the biggest asset? Time is the only asset that everyone in the world, when they were born, is given to them equally. I have the same time, you have the same time, everybody else has the same time. No one has got 24 plus 1 hour. No one has got 24 plus 24 hours. They have one fixed time. That's it. Now, we'll talk about in detail how you really improve this and where leverage will come into it. That means as you lift your value, that's the idea, to lift your value. You are not selling your time, you're selling value. And when you get your value up and up and up and up, and comes to a time that you charge $1,000 an hour, you charge $2,000 an hour, there are people out there, they charge $10,000 an hour because they have high value. When that happens, everyone around you, they're charging $100, you leverage. There are things you don't have to do anymore. You just delegate, leverage. They'll do it for $100 while you're making $10,000 or $5,000 or $500 or whatever is your value. As you go higher in your value, there are others out there you can leverage. That's how you suddenly start multiplying your income. So you rather make $1 million a year, you make $10 million a year. It doesn't mean you work 10 times more. No, not at all. In fact, you could reduce your hours. There are multi-millionaires out there. They work 3-4 hours a day because everything else has been leveraged and delegated. And the ideal 4-hour per week work, there's a book which I will recommend later on, the books that you have to read for skill sets and education. Every video will have some sort of recommendations. And you'll be able to buy your books, doesn't matter where you are, how you are, because you can buy it on a digital platform called audible.com from Amazon. And you just listen in your spare times while you're driving, while you're exercising, any spare time during the day, you educate yourself and improve your skill sets by practicing it. You never practice enough. You have to practice 100 times, 10,000 times. You have to keep practicing. It's a work in progress, never ends. You can never say that I got to the 100%. You'll be always close to 100%, but you will never be 100%. Especially is a dynamic skill sets. Knowledge is dynamic. If you learn today, according to one of my friends was saying that every time you learn any knowledge is already 50% obsolete. So you have to top it up. That means constant top up. Therefore, what we're going to do is, there is no way you can become a millionaire overnight. Yeah, unless you win lottery. What's the chance of that? We're not dreamers here. We are not trying to create a false dream. We are here to give you a scientific formula that no matter who does it, doesn't matter what education base you have, doesn't matter what qualification, what background, which family you've come from, what family upbringing you have, which country you've lived. You could be in Africa, you could be any poorest country in the world, in Bangladesh, you could be anywhere. If you apply this formula, the result will be the same. And I'll teach you how to backtrack. I'll teach you step by step where the goal is, where the success is, where the nest is, where you're going to get, and then I'll teach you how to backtrack it. They call it reversal goal setting. In property development, they call it reversal property feasibility report. Now, it's nothing new. I'm just going to highlight it for you. It will be down the track in the videos. There are 144 videos. 144 videos for this formula. It's called SHIFT-144. Why 1 year? Because it takes time. You need to change habits. You need to change you to become. And then you can look at the mirror of life. You'll see your success, your beauty, everything you want. It will be in the mirror. And that's the day you will say to yourself, you're happy with it. And that's the day you will be happy about your achievements. Now, your achievements may not be financial. You might decide other things. It has to be balanced. You need life, relationship, love. You need money. You need assets. You need a lot of things. We will talk about every aspect of your life. You choose. You pick and choose which one is the priority. You might make love and relationship as your top priority. We'll prioritize everything. You decide. I can only show you the ways, and you prioritize. Whatever you focus on, you will receive it. You need to focus on it, and you'll attract it. It already exists, as we discussed. It already exists in the world. You're not creating it. It's not a creation of something out there. It's already there. Many people are using it. Why some people are multimillionaires, some people have got best love in the world, best relationship in the world, and others haven't. It exists. So, what I want you to do is make a simple decision today. Just one simple decision. If you're not prepared to take one simple decision, the rest is up to us. We'll show you the way. We'll inspire you. We'll teach you. We'll pick you up when you're down. We'll, provided you subscribe to receive this and click on the bell sign, because it will alert you the video has uploaded. You can get it immediately, and that way you can go to the YouTube and watch it. Okay, so we need to transform you. You need to transform yourself. You're coming from a different background. Nobody is the same. You have to work on yourself. Don't worry about outside. Always life will be like this. There'll be always excuses others will use. You don't want to be one of those. They'll be always blaming government, the economy, the country they are in, the weather, the relationship they are in. Anything they will blame, except they don't blame themselves. Make that decision now, and I want you to accept responsibility that you are changing your own life, nobody else. We'll just guide you, but you will change it yourself. We don't see you, we don't know who you are, we don't know where you are. But wherever you are and where you are and whatever misery you are in, or you might be the most successful person in the world, but you're not happy. We'll go through this 12 months. It takes 1 year to change habits, the methodologies, the mentality, the consciousness, and discipline the mind so that it can be its own boss. You can be your own boss so that you can make the decision, you can call the shots. At the moment, no one, most of the people anyhow, they're not calling the shots. Someone else out there is calling the shots. That's why they drag you, they've already leashed you, they drag you wherever they want. They increase the interest rates, you're in trouble. They reduce the interest rates, something else goes wrong. They control everything. 20% of the people of the world own 80% of the wealth of the world, assets of the world, income of the world. Why is that? And even within that 20%, the top 3% owns majority. Yes. You want to be not only in top 20%, but you want to be a part of that 3%. We will go through many videos, and it will be, I want you to imagine this, to visualize it properly. Use this acupuncture. When you go to any acupuncture, they put very narrow, minor needle in your body. You don't even feel it. That's why you don't feel it, because it's so minor. But they put hundreds of them. They put different spots because they want to control the flow in your body. Life is like that. You're numb because they've put these needles in you. Every time you watch a TV, the needles are coming, you don't know. And after some time, your whole body is numb because they put many more advanced needles and pull some and put another one. You don't feel it. You're already in the state of numbness in your mind. You're not conscious. You're not conscious. Just day come and go, night time come and go. And sometimes you're driving and you don't even see where you're going and how you passed all these streets because you're unconscious. You need a wake-up call. You need someone to call you and will give you that impact. You need someone to punch you and say, get up, wake up. You've been sleeping too much. You've been sleeping too long. Pull all these, you will know what needles are in your body. You'll pull these needles one by one. We have to go address it. You have to be conscious of it. You have to know where the needles are, where are they, and how they've done it. You just pull one by one. It takes time, effort. It's not easy. If it was easy, everyone would have done it. It's not so simple. People always say, oh, it's so simple. How come then you haven't done it? How come 99% of people haven't done it? It's not simple, mate. It is difficult. Why so many people give up? Why so many people, they get inspired initially for a day, a week, a month. They give up. Because it's not simple. It's agony to change someone's personality. It's agony to make you a person who becomes a machine, produces success. It's agony. You've been brought up years in your life the way you are. Now we want to break it. We want to change it. We want to transform it into something else. You think it's a day job? It's a week job? No. This is a work in progress for the rest of your life, because as soon as you let it go, you'll just slide back where you were. You'll be where your comfort level was. You will decide, your brain will keep telling you, why you want to do all that? We were comfortable, we were sitting on the couch, we're watching TV, what the hell? That's where you'll slide back in no time. We'll talk about this, how to avoid it. We'll show you the ways how you prevent this. We'll show you the ways the demons will not attack you. Your inner demons, how to control them, how to don't feed them, don't nourish them, starve them. Once you do that, your strength, inner strength, your vision gets stronger, clarity comes to you. You know exactly where you're going. No one can shake you. That's where we are going with these two different series of videos. Now, one, just sum it up. One series is called SHIFT-144, with the focus of financial benefits, which is businesses and wealth creation, all that. The other one will be heart to heart. I'm going to call it heart to heart, and it will be more emotional, more happiness, more consciousness, more relationship between your mind, your brain, your chemical emotions, and your body. I'm going to talk about the relationships. There is a huge relationship, you're not aware of it. Everything affects each other, and you need to control all that, and the source of it, how we do it, and how to learn to come to the stage that becomes a habit, so you don't have to think about it. It becomes subconscious, so that you can control it subconsciously without thinking about it. It will happen automatically. We put you on an autopilot to be successful. Have you noticed some people say, oh, he's got a golden touch. He touches any business, becomes successful. because he has the habits of success. That's why he's got a golden handshake, golden touch. Now, one thing I want you to remember before I end this video. I want you to remember this. No learning is a bad learning. No knowledge is a bad knowledge. It's up to you what nuggets, golden nuggets you're looking for. Every knowledge has got nuggets in it, but your nugget could be different from my nuggets, other nuggets. You are in the business of collecting nuggets, the golden nuggets for yourself. Now, that means you have to attend seminars, go and watch videos, listen to audios, read books, do whatever. We will discuss in detail the process, how you have to do all that. You have to spend and invest in yourself, which is more important than investing in anything else out there at the beginning. Because you are the one who is the cause of all the problems. So therefore, to fix all of that, you need to change to fix all of that. And we need to transform you. Thank you for watching this video, and I'm very excited for commencing this wonderful, wonderful YouTube channel. And I want you to be a part of this success story. I want you to comment under if you want to comment. If you think there are focuses we gotta put on, or there are topics that we have to cover, I want you to do that. Now, let me tell you one thing, a secret. This is my secret to you. While I'm doing this, believe it or not, I'm learning more than you're learning. And this is the secret, which I will talk to you how you have to distribute knowledge so that you can learn more. Give before you receive. That's the secret. I'll talk to you in detail later on. Have a great life. We'll see you soon.